Most Nigerian designers are not underpaid because they actually lack the design skill, but they are actually underpaid because they haven't learned to separate what they do from what it is actually worth. I used to be one of them, and this video is about what changed. Hello, if you're seeing this video for the first time, I am PrinceDynamic and I'm a brand designer and art director from Nigeria. So let me walk you through the workflow. Most times when the clients reach out to me via DM or any other means and they be like, hey bro, I want to design a logo. Most times I just go ahead and give them a fee that I think was actually fair or a fee that I think is actually fair. I just go ahead and maybe give them a particular number, and most times they either just ghost me or sometimes they come back and be like, oh, this price is so exorbitant. What can you do for us? And what I felt was right at the time was just to sort of compromise on my pricing or just maybe chop off like a little sum away from the total fund. And usually it's a two-way thing. Sometimes I eventually go ahead with the project and sometimes they just get to move on with someone else. But I discovered that I was actually doing and delivering the same quality as people charging 2, 3, 4, 5 times what I was charging. And I sat down and began to ask myself this question: what exactly am I doing wrong? The first thing I got wrong was I was spending my time instead of my thinking. When a client says, how long will it take you to complete this brand identity project for me? And you go ahead and say something like 2 weeks. In their head, they're already calculating the math. They're doing the math in their head, and they'll be like, oh, I know somebody on Twitter, or I found a guy on Twitter who is going to do it in less than 3 days for just 30K. So how come you're charging 200K for the exact same thing? Come to think about it, no one walks into the hospital and asks the doctor, how long is this consultation going to take? Usually the question is, can you fix me? The second thing might actually sound uncomfortable, but it is something that needs to be said anyways. Most designers in this country haven't learned to properly position themselves. Just go on Instagram and search Lagos designer, and you'll be surprised that the 10,000s of designers you'll be seeing have their bios saying the same thing: brand identity designer, visual designer, DM for inquiries, and things like that. So when the clients land on your page, the first thing you're thinking is, why should I choose you over every other 10,000 person whose bio is also saying the exact thing? So position is not you lying about who you are. It's you being specific about who you are, who you serve, what you do, and what your work can actually do for the client. When you're being specific, pricing becomes less of the conversation. And when you're being generic, pricing becomes more of the conversation, because there's actually no differentiation between you and the 10,000 others that I mentioned earlier. And that is why every single person in your DM is trying to negotiate price. And you can't really blame them, because you've actually given them no reason why they should work with you or what actually makes you different from the 10,000 others who had also said the same thing you said. So the solution for me was that I had to sit down and ask myself what I understand about brand identity. What's my philosophy? What's my thought process like? And this question actually changed how I showed up in client conversations. The third thing is execution, and nobody in this space talks about this enough. I know quite a number of creatives, personally for myself, who are highly skilled in this Lagos, but talent without execution cannot build a reputation here in Lagos. And I'm going to tell you exactly how the system works here in Lagos. So now you worked on a particular project for your clients, and that client goes ahead to tell a cousin. The cousin goes ahead to tell 2 other people about the project, probably in a wedding or something. And seriously, that's how good clients find you. Word of mouth, not through ads. Clients are not just paying for what you can do, they're actually paying for your level of confidence and the way you also deliver every single project. Now, so one of the things that shifted and changed for me was I started treating every single project I jump on like a proof of showing that this is who I am. And guess what? The kind of client I started getting started changing. I started getting the sensible and the kind of client that we all love to get. Yeah, quick one. If you're a brand designer or you're a designer who is looking to get to all of this level, or you feel like everything I'm saying you can't even connect because you are not even that good enough, yes, that's fine. I have a solution for that. Just click the link above. You'll find the link somewhere around this video, and that's going to take you to my logo course. And this logo course is different from every kind of course that you've actually seen. I'm not just teaching you how to design, but I'm teaching you how to design, plus many more other things. Client conversations, how to understand the brief, work with a brief. I'm going to take you down from having a conversation, understanding a client's brief, to the final deliverables that you're giving to the clients. And I think this is actually a good buy for you because it's currently at a very flat rate now, which makes a whole lot of sense. So I think you should just check it out. I'm beginning to speak too much on this. Just go check it out if you're serious enough to learn this thing called logo designs. So just to bring all of this together, if you are a designer in Nigeria and you feel like you're underpaid, I think the thing you need to do is ask yourself, am I selling my time or am I selling my results? What actually makes me different from the 1,001 designers out there who are also on this craft? And finally, ask yourself, am I executing with intentions or I am just doing it like every random project? If this feels like something that you've actually been looking forward to, or you're able to pick one or two things that make sense in this video, please do well to leave a like and subscribe. Do well to also share as well. I'm going to see you in my next video.